And it would seem we are live. Yeah, so for those of you who haven't watched my episode number 2 yet, I finished up the new aluminium refinery yesterday, and that also meant that I now have the recipes, the alternate recipes, set to be correct, and that I am making the new aluminium casings in these assemblers here. Maybe I should equip my sound saber. However, I ran into a slight little issue, which is that I wanted to use the first platform here for the casings. But since that platform is then set to load, that causes some issues with the trains that carry coke. As you can see, it has 2 wagons, and that wagon has aluminium casings, and that was not the intention. So I'm not entirely sure how to fix this. I could move the coke from the second platform to the first, but the issue would still remain. No, it wouldn't, because the train that... That is a way to fix it, actually, because I have a platform that takes aluminium in at the main base, and I could always set that up to be... hello, Quad. I could always set that up to be... taking in both the aluminium casings and the alclad aluminium sheet. However, it will require me to go to multiple stations and fix things, so I guess we'll be doing that. First of all, let's look at the timetable and the petroleum coke trains. Let's make sure that the autopilot is turned off on those. I'm going to have to go hunt them down eventually. Then the next thing we need to do...
Not all who wander are lost.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Shield Maiden 23. So that thing... Oh, yep. Caledorn finds a hole. Or rather, the hole finds the Caledorn. That, it always works in Satisfactory. I can't fix this hole either, because due to the machine there, I can't put up fences here. Okay, so what I have to do here then would be to remove this belt, remove these lifts, remove this belt, that conveyor pole, preferably not the train stations or freight platforms. I'm not entirely sure what to do with that. I mean, I could always take those down. But what I first of all need to do is... Can I do this? Yes, I can. How convenient. I can even do this, and it goes twice as fast. Isn't that nice? Hey, take that. Both belts? Yeah, good. That probably shouldn't take too long, but while we do that, I should probably recall those trains that I messed with. Can you... I need to put the autopilot on. I also need to put the autopilot on because I need them to go to the RS Aluminium outpost. And they're probably in some kind of inconvenient spot on the track. Yeah, they're in the spirals going down to the station. No, that's the wrong train. Where are they? Why is the petroleum coke train going into the main station to then go out there? That doesn't make sense. Now I'm confused. I need to have a look at that roundabout. These trains are doing something very bizarre. One of them should now be heading towards this station. Nope. It's apparently on the spiral down into the station over there, so we'll have to wait until it says RS Aluminium. There we go. And then we can do this, which means that the train should come here and stop. What do you mean invalid next stop? Ah, for crying out loud, these trains are a mess to work with. This is where you were headed. Invalid next stop. What train is that? You know what? It might be a slightly good idea for me to do this, because that thing is running away with the coke and I don't want it to do that. So let's put this to load instead of unload, because that's just inconvenient. Now, what is in this one? Not much. Can I? Yes, I can. So I'm going to take these. And where on earth am I going to put these? Okay, lesson learned. Do not reorganize train stations frivolously. It involves annoyances. Then we need to take these. And we can put those in here. Hello, Phasian. Now this train here, autopilot off, and stop there. This thing is going to do all kinds of stuff now. Train timetable, this one, autopilot off, autopilot off. This one, autopilot off. I thought I had two of those trains. Do I only have... Okay. It's a good thing that the trains have no collision here. Because I have no idea what train I'm driving now. Okay, so this one, autopilot off. This is the building train. Or rather, my passenger train.
Not all who wander are lost.
Thank you for the follow, Phasian. This one we can put in here. Then this train. That's the one that actually is transporting the Alclad, so that's going to be the train that is supposed to transport the casings as well. Okay, so we put that there. And this one is supposed to transport petroleum coke. If the petroleum coke is supposed... That's not supposed to be in there. If that is going to go into that platform, this train no longer needs 2 cars. That also goes for that train, which I assume has, yes, a full carriage of coke. Oh, I'm just trying to fix my train station mess. As you can see, it's mildly... There's not much chaos, but a little bit. Okay, so since this one is now... Well, it was supposed to be empty. The rest of the coke we're going to put in here. Which will handily remove it from the world. And provide me with some tickets. Not that I get any tickets from this because I think I need... Yeah, 1.3 million. Well, that's the thing, Quad. I'm supposed to be the specialist at this game, but that's what I like to... I mean, that's the downside of streaming this, because now everyone can see how much I actually waffle around and how confused I actually am since my on-screen series. They show what I've done when all of my mess-ups have been fixed, and I know what I'm doing. No, they didn't change trains. This is me who is trying to rearrange the platforms, and didn't consider the fact that this platform was still set to unload at the time. So one of the trains ran off with the petroleum coke, and then another train filled up this platform again, which is supposed to be set to loading now, because this is where the aluminium casings are going to go, and yeah, all kinds of bad things happened. Let's just put it like that. Hello, Fire, or Fire Razor. Sorry about potential noises. I managed to strike the boom with my hand. Let's put some more petroleum coke in here. I need to get rid of that cargo wagon as well. That in here. I hope this is Mark 5 belts. Yes, it is. Look, Phasian, I built the belt the way that you usually do it. Isn't this pretty? Through the fence, clipping and everything. Well, I see your point, Quad, but if I didn't, that would be worrying, since I built it. Like, this was nothing before. There was just nature here, which I'm so fond of destroying. So I think it's a good idea that I at least have a certain idea where the stuff is located. Wait, that's not correct. Okay, so we have to drive this train over to the... and I'm going to do this... this way, and see what the heck this train is doing when it goes to the... other outpost. Now, well, this is an outpost, actually. This isn't the main factory. This is just a refinery outpost doing aluminium stuff. I'm not sure about the chat overlay in the stream, by the way. I tried hard to make that have visible text, but it is obviously more visible when I do that than if I do, say, well, that. Use some text shading. I don't want that to be an opaque box, so I want it to be transparent. But I set it so that the chat... Why? What? Why are you going in here? Okay. Oh, right. That's why you're going in there, because it said... No? That is the next stop. What on earth is going on with this train? Oh well, we'll enjoy the ride. I set the chat to not expire, which might be a bad idea. I don't know what you guys feel. Should I set the chat to expire, like, should the chat messages disappear after a certain amount of time, or should I just leave them there as they are now? Okay, so now you're going to the right stage. I wanted the chat overlay since I'm uploading these videos to YouTube afterwards, and I realized yesterday after I had done that it might be a bit strange to not see what on earth I am interacting with or what I'm responding to. Particularly since some of the things that I say from time to time can be a bit weird. Of course, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Quad? Yeah, I agree. Thank you for the feedback. You haven't opened your factory yet in the update. Make sure that before you open the factory, back up the save game, Phasian. So what is wrong with this roundabout? Nothing is wrong with this roundabout, so why did the trains go down there then? Okay, fair warning, if you have motion sickness issues, this would be a good time to look away. Trains are more than weird. They are, I don't have any description for what I feel trains are. Okay, so it's stopping here. I need to turn off the autopilot. But what we need to do now is actually back up the train, because I'm not going to be able to do anything with the train inside of the station area. And while I'm here, I also need to set up an additional refinery making petroleum coke, because I did a slight miscalculation yesterday. I thought that I would be good with 240 petroleum coke, but as it so turns out, I need 360 of it, so I might as well just do that while we're out here anyways. I believe I have what I need to build refineries. Yes, aplenty. Okay, so what we need to do then is remove that, and then remove this platform, and we need to copy that platform. Seriously? Fine. Well, we get to drive more trains then. Go away. And send us to the main base. Motion sickness warning again. Probably should mention when we're done with the spiral as well. In case someone is still looking away. You wouldn't do that. Not entirely sure what those... Oh. The first emoji seems to be an orc. The second one I'm not so sure about. Yeah, this is the one part of the roundabout that I knew wasn't working. Unless, of course, it wants to take us out to the oil refinery. That roundabout, while it works, it's going to have to take a loop up here and then go back down. Because of the wonkiness of the trains in Satisfactory, the roundabout, that one seam, which I believe is the last one I built in the circle, for some reason doesn't allow us to go straight ahead. And I'm wondering if I should just do straight tracks instead, with turns going off. I have no idea what that is either. Looks like a hand coming out of some kind of a machine to pick up a pile of grub. Okay, so you stay here while I go get some computers. Whee! Part of me is tempted to make some hypertube transportation networks out to those outposts, but then I won't get to drive trains. And while the trains might be wonky and more than just a little bit buggy, they are still awesome. And they make very pleasing sounds. Aha, copy machine spitting out pasta. Okay. That makes sense. They have added copy pasta to Satisfactory now, on a machine basis though. Okay, let's grab a stack of computers, and let's delete that stack of petroleum coke. I don't need that. Do I need anything else while I'm in here, I wonder? Maybe some beams? Of course, we get to experience the lovely autosave. They seem to have streamlined the autosave slightly, as it doesn't take as long as it used to do, but it's still not speedy. Which is a bit funny, because when I played Dyson Sphere Program, the autosaves also took some time. But in that specific case, it makes sense, since the autosave, or the save game, when I ended my series was around 300 megabytes. Whereas the autosave in Satisfactory, or the save game I have here, is like, it's less than 5 megabytes. So I'm not sure why it's taking that long, but I'm assuming it's some kind of compression thing. I think the autosaves or the save games in Satisfactory is basically either a JSON or an XML. And now comes the big question. How is this pronounced? Schema? 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 You see, I don't know why it does that either. There's something wrong with the seams. Ah, so you would say an XML scheme. Even though the last letter is an A. Or would you say an XML schema? That sounds weird. Motion sickness spiral incoming again. Or at least dizziness spiral. It's funny how the roundabout doesn't work very well, but these spirals are actually brilliant. No, it was not my idea, by the way. It was an idea that I more than happily stole from someone else. Hiya, Hafalus, or Hapolas. You'll have to pardon me for not knowing exactly how to pronounce your nick. Okay, let's try this again. Can I now do this? Yes, I can. Then this one is set to that button, so this one should be set to the same button, and we need to do this and this. Well, you react to all three possibilities. That's a brilliant way of doing it. It's just like I've noticed that many people, I think it has to do with Spanish. Like, I am usually known by Caledorn, but it is a very frequent both mispronunciation and misspelling that people will either say or write Caledron. And I think, or Calderon, those two, I've gotten used to those two as well. Calderon sounds Spanish. Caledron, I am not sure where that comes from. But someone tipped me that Calderon was probably Spanish, native Spanish speakers who would say it like that. But I also react to Cal. Yeah, there we go. Calderon. Former president of Mexico. You're probably, or Mexico. You're probably correct on that one. So that's probably why Spanish speakers, particularly if they're from the South Americas or Middle Americas, would say Calderon instead of Caledorn. Okay, this is going to take some time. While we wait for that, I might as well put up the new refineries. And knowing, or Satisfactory being Satisfactory, it's not just as simple as just putting up the new refineries. You actually have to do lots of work to put up refineries. How much of a space did I leave between these? Okay, so one stackable conveyor pole. I don't know why I left space between them. Does that look the same? Yep. Oh, I'd probably react to that as well. Don't worry. And I'm sure you are tempted. Hmm? No? I don't believe you. How much oil are we getting in here? We are getting 120, and we are also getting 120. So we're getting in 240 crude. Hello, Catherine. Welcome. So 240, and we will... Okay, well, we have plenty of that. Let's remove that. And everything is basically set up to... Oh, I need to hit the piece again. So all I have to do is... 1, 2... and 2, and remove that and that. How much do these output in terms? Copy, paste. Yeah, so I still just need a Mark 1 belt. Funny that you made a typo there, because we were just discussing how my nickname is usually mistyped in various manners, since I didn't... I'm not sure how Apollos... not even sure if that's the correct pronunciation, what his preference is. But I know that that was unintentional. I'm sure you're pretty surprised to find me on Twitch, eh? I managed to convince myself that I am going to ignore that stubbornness that I had about the OS stuff. It's like, okay, whatever. Sometimes being too stubborn is not the best idea, I convinced myself. Not satisfactorily. That's a tongue twister, Phasian. Not satisfactorily heretical. Yeah, that is probably just about how I would describe that. I was very pleasantly surprised at how well the stream yesterday went as well, because well, you know, we've been talking about this in private, so you know how much I have been worrying about doing streams because of my health issues. But it actually went very well. I mean, 3 hours, 41 minutes. I call that a victory. Need to do this. And need to do that. And then we need to replace this. And this one should be getting crude oil very soon. No, well. Thank you. We might want to have a power pole here. And we might want to connect it to these two. And then like that. This should now be producing heavy oil and polymer resin. Yes, very good. Okay, so next step then would be to... I think I have those on the seam. Yes, I do. 1, 2, and then 3. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. 12-hour streams. It's a good idea to you know, eat, drink, Well, drink I do. I do have water nearby. 24-hour stream. Hi, hello, by the way, Grandbuster. Nah, 24-hour stream. That is not for me. That I can say outright is not for me at all. Even with breaks, I function very, very poorly with too little sleep, and 24-hour streams just doesn't. That's not in the works for me. It would have to be something extremely special for me to want to do that. But I know that Aussie Nuts is doing a 24-hour charity stream tomorrow. I think it is for the Epilepsy Foundation. And also Ogrimskar is doing a 24-hour stream tomorrow. And I hope that people can tune into both of them. Highly recommend both those streamers. So because Ogrimskar is going to move, and he's doing a 24-hour stream to raise a bit of money for his move process. Copy, paste, and you need power, of course. That would be beneficial. We put that here, and then the ramp. No, I'm not going to build a ramp. That would be inconvenient to have a ramp on the power grid. Connect that up, and now I think I need to upgrade this, or that belt rather, because I need Mark IV belts to go from the output here. Well, not from there. But I need to do... Yeah, well, I'm glad at least you specify that maybe leave the phone outside the bathroom. I think everyone will be very satisfied with that, including myself, I should add. Okay, we're producing 360 of that now. That being the petroleum coke. And yay, this one is done. So that was good. And then we can do an empty platform. Put it there. And all we have to do now is, well, we have to do it correctly, mind you. That is very important. We can't have any weird turns here. So we need to do that. And then this. It would be a stream from the jacuzzi. The one we don't have yet. Yep, everything here seems fine. So if we then jump on the train and we do... We have to add the Red Swamp Aluminium outpost, put on autopilot, and hopefully this should work. I apologize if this stream twitches a bit there. And again, I'm on Twitch, so it's fine if it twitches. I was just alt-tabbing. So it's getting its precious cargo. Hi there, Pete. Welcome to the stream. Motion sickness warning incoming. Spiral of motion dizziness very much incoming. After the autosave, of course. Post-processing of foods. I almost missed that one. Yeah, no, that's something that I think everyone is very happy is done within the privacy of the lair. And the spiral is done, so if you didn't want to watch that, it's safe to look again. The spirals are very effective in terms of not using a lot of real estate for the trains, but driving them is interesting, especially when they're very long. I have one that is almost twice the length of that one, and that even makes me dizzy. But it's very, very handy. I need to redo this roundabout, as I mentioned earlier, and I don't know how, but I'm thinking that I'm just going to do a track-to-track kind of thing, because the roundabout doesn't work. Or it works, but it has quirks, as trains so often do in Satisfactory. Quite often they have quirks in Satisfactory. It's kind of a staple mark of trains. And no, they do not have any collisions. Which is weird, as you will see when we come down here. I think that they probably won't add signals until... I'm not sure about update 5. Someone mentioned that we are going to have a tier 9 before version 1.0. And if that's the case... Okay, so that train now works. If that's the case, they might add signals then. But the thing is that now that they have added drones, I have no idea how effective the drones are going to be. But I think the drone has... I think I read somewhere that a drone has 9 inventory slots. But I have no idea about what the power requirement is, because, I mean, the trains are 25 megawatts when they are in their resting state. But I think I've seen them up to 125 when they are driving. Now, the drone uses more than that, because you can... That's the beauty about trains, you can just build many of them. You can do that with the drones as well, but each drone platform will only support one drone. Yeah, the thing though is that if you have a Factorio style swarm of 1,000 drones, you have built 1,000 drone platforms. That would be interesting. Well, you never can tell. I don't know either. I don't mind that they don't have signals, but I would like to have signals. Hi there, Dark Rogue. But I suspect that they are going to have to work quite substantially on the trains in general, because while they added them, there are so many weird quirks to the train system, or how the trains work, that they need things. Yeah, you might have a point there. I don't know how feasible the collision is in Unreal Engine either. That's another question, of course, the technical aspect of it. Okay, so the platform number 1 is for petroleum coke. Now we need that to go down there. At the same time, we need these. And I don't know, has anyone seen whether they have stated that these models are done? Because they look absolutely awful. I can't imagine that this is what they want them to look like. When I was taking the screenshot for my thumbnail, I was standing somewhere up there with, I just built some platforms out, and all of these strange rainbow color thingies on these models, they made a bizarre reflection. And it looks really low res compared to all other textures in the game, so I hope that... Well, that's a point. You have a point there, Catherine. And yes, of course the train is snoozing. Look at it. happily resting here, snoozing. I don't know if it snores. I can't hear anything. No, it doesn't snore. Okay, so this platform we are going to use for those, and that is stealthy. I don't know if you've seen this, Catherine, by the way. You can hold down E, and then you can choose. And the same applies for lifts. I find this very useful. There. And I guess there. Yeah, I'm very happy about that menu. Really simplifies life. However, I built the wrong lift. I'm not... Mark 5, thank you. What did I just do? Shall we try this again? Yeah, those belt elevators was just amazing. I actually missed them too, because they were so much fun to build. I don't know if... Okay, so that actually does give me a straight angle. That's good. Oh, yes. They were beautiful. And they actually took some effort to build as well. Like you had to plan and think, which is always good. We put these in here. And now we need to get the petroleum coke over there, which is doable. 1, 2. Out. Probably there. No, it's not. It's there. Out is there, and this is a Mark IV. Hold on, I need to do something here because that is annoying me now. Key bindings. Mouse wheel down. Confirm. Mouse wheel up. Resume. That's better. I don't know why they've inverted that, because it doesn't make sense to me that I want to do mouse wheel up to go that way, and then mouse wheel down to go that way. It keeps confusing my brain. Okay, so then we have petroleum coke going out onto the belt and into the refinery. Okay, final step then is to make sure that this one is set to load. This one should be set to unload. Good. This one should be set to load. I actually need a couple of these, so I might as well grab a couple of stacks. 5 should be good. And then we want this train to be back on autopilot. Hold on. The coke is being used for aluminium scrap inside of the refinery. You can watch my episode number 2 on YouTube, and there I have a quick synopsis of exactly what I do. Yeah, what I'm doing with the refinery. Now you can see what I mean with those weird models in the distance there. It looks absolutely bizarre until you get close enough. Okay, these trains are so wonky that I am... Delete, delete. Close the timetable. we are going to add RS Aluminium, and we are going to add main base. I need to rename the name of that station because it's now going to be Aluminium. But I don't want that to be the next stop. I want RS Aluminium to be the next stop. And you do have a timetable. No, the next stop is not invalid. It's right in front of you. Yeah, these are the hallucinations from the code. How can that... Okay. Train is more than drunk. There is one good thing, though. You can't get killed by a train. Well, you can, but you can't get killed by being run over by a train. But I have actually managed to get killed by a train when I was standing on top of one of the freight things. When the freight container thing started, that just immediately killed me. So what do I do with this then? Fine. I guess we'll just take a trip around the world. And while you guys happily watch that, I will go to the bathroom. So, be right back. And I have returned. So what I could have done to fix that issue would have been to just deconstruct the train. But deconstructing the train is not very fun when you have a full container of alclad aluminium sheets on the train, which is why I didn't bother doing that. And it also gave me a good excuse to show you the beauties of driving a train, or my smooth segue into chair stream, as you so eloquently put it, Catherine. I like that. I have no idea how the camera was set when I went away, so you probably saw all kinds of things. Since when I drive the trains, I usually move the mouse with the trains. Absolutely bizarre, those low poly models. Lots of yellow and hallucinogenic triangles. Are you going... Okay, so the train station is currently all kinds of naughty bits. Oh, that's a good one. When I get the trains working, as I hope they are going to be doing now, I need to go back to the base because I need to build a platform for the casings. I'll run you guys quickly through the refinery, as long as you promise that you'll go watch episode 2 as well, for those of you who are following the series, that is. If you saw London and France in this on this planet, well, judging by the poison gas going on here, this might be a bit nasty, but it's still a viable joke. This could be Beijing. I mean, they have similar looking air during daytime there. So you also saw Beijing in that case. A croissant factory. Well then. Where was that again? I can't remember having built a croissant factory here. Wait, maybe it was one of those moonwalking spitters that built that. Yes, the spitters from this new patch has decided to start moonwalking, in case you didn't know, Catherine. I find this highly amusing. Yeah, let's turn off the autopilot before we get to the station, shall we? So that we don't run into the same issues that we had earlier when the train decided that, no, I have been to this station before, so this is not a valid station. Rough times, Groundbuster, rough times. Missing stuff in my own factory that I didn't even know was there. Oh well. Next time. Okay. Now you can snooze here. Pat pat. This is the wrong platform. Why did you go in on this platform? Oh, probably because of this switch. This one is supposed to be that way. So this is for the Alclad plates, so we need to remove it, not copy it. Copy this, put that there. And I always have to check these buttons because they are so confusing. Because my brain wants to think that this is the train station and that an arrow up means that the train station is doing things. But apparently that is for unloading the train. Also, since I'm going back to the outpost, I'm going to show you guys something. I ran into the most bizarre thing that I'm not sure if it's a bug or a feature. I suspect it is a bug. But these switches, at least not in this area, I'm no longer allowed to build the switches as in the intersections on the seams of the platforms, which means I have this very squiggly area here because I had to build the switches before the seams. Otherwise, I would get this very bizarre error of track height being too high or something, or too uneven. I have no idea how they managed to do that. So not only did they ensure that, or not only did they work on the trains, they even made them more buggy. Autopilot on. Did that switch change? It did. Does it change back again automatically? It did not. Interesting. I didn't know that the automatic trains did that. Okay, so it's unloading the casings. Which means that the main thing that I wanted to do in the beginning of the stream has been achieved. Right, okay, thank you. That is actually useful to know, because if I then do a manual trip, I will have to be aware of the fact that the switches are automatically changed and not changed back. Let me just do something quickly. There we go. Yes, I know. You have a sword now, though. But it's made of foam, so it's safe. It's a Nerf sword. Jesus Christ. It's getting worse every time. Okay, so this train should now load up the containers, casings. I don't know why you can't access the station while it's doing that. The animations are really cool. I really love those animations. Okay, so it emptied quite a bit of it. Good. Also should... Good. Yep. So... Okay, so a quick rundown of... Let's put this back into its parking position, though. Put it there. Quick rundown of what I did with the aluminium outpost. All of the recipes that I'm using are now the alternate ones, which means that you get a very efficient and nice little aluminium output, especially with everything I had set up here, which was based on the old recipes. So I'm using... I seem to have forgotten to change the recipe of some of these. I am supposed to use the sloppy alumina recipe. Let's paste that into here. By using this sloppy alumina recipe, you no longer have to deal with silica at all in your aluminium production, which is very handy. And you also produce 30 more alumina solution per minute per refinery. So, just gonna check that everything is set correctly here. I have 6 of those refineries making the sloppy alumina solution for me. Hi there, Peps, welcome. And that recipe requires the bauxite and the water, of course, 150 per minute of each. Now I have bauxite and silica in my inventory. The next stage of the process being the next alternate recipe, which is the electrode aluminium scrap. And this one takes the petroleum coke, which I had switched out with coal because I was using the basic recipes in my episode number 1 of this series on YouTube. So I did a massive operation with stopping the petroleum coke and everything, and afterwards realized that, oh, maybe I should have taken a look at the recipes first. So I have 12 of those, which means that for ratio purposes, 1 sloppy alumina refinery to 2 of the electrode aluminium scrap refineries. And that gives you a total of 480 aluminium scrap, which you can then use the next alternate recipe, which is the pure aluminium ingot recipe. Note how this one is overclocked to 111.11111%. That is because I like to deal with whole numbers, 60-30, because the default is 54 to 27 or something. You could always add a couple of extra smelters that are underclocked. But instead, I ended up giving or farming slugs so that I have, cover your ears, Catherine, converted 48 slugs into power shards for these 48 smelters that I have here. I'm not sure why this one isn't working. The alternate recipe does indeed give more scrap. This one is 240 and the default one... gives... No, it actually gives less. But it gives more water. So you trade off water for aluminium scrap. They are happy to serve the tentacled one, don't you worry. They are all part of the tentacled family. They are not dead, they're just residing inside of the power shard now, using their magnificent power of slughood to power up all of these smelters so that they can feel useful. That's what's going on. I promise. Yeah. We'll go with that. So back to the well, that's in the eye of the beholder, Peps. You never can tell. The rest of the ratio is then 1 of the sloppy alumina to 2 of the electrode recipe to 6 smelters. Yes, 6 smelters, 240, and each of these takes 60. So 4, not 6. 1, 2, 4. I know that the slugs don't have tentacles, but they are in the same family. You know. No, I did not see them as less than. I saw them as useful, happy friends of the family, and they willingly converted to power shards, knowing how it would serve the benefit and the mission of the tentacled factory. Thank you, autosave. Now, the final part of that is that you also need to make sure that you have enough water for the sloppy alumina, so I had to These produce water, 60 per minute, but these require water, 150 per minute. So basically what I have on each side is one water extractor, which I'm almost afraid to say this now, which also has a happy power slug residing inside it so that it's overclocked to 180 cubic meters of water per minute. And that is exactly the amount of water you need inside of each loop. Now, if something in the loop stops, you might have to work on that. Oh, by the way, Catherine, I think this is brilliant. This is something that I really want to show you in particular. So people have been complaining about the water extractors not aligning to one another. So they couldn't get the straight pipes between. If I had them facing one another, you would get squiggly pipes. They have added the snapping to them now, as you can see. So you get the snap line when you hold down control. But the brilliant thing they did was make the output pipe squiggly. And I'm very certain they did that on purpose. Yeah, they want straight pipes. We'll give them straight pipes. Their own pipes. Now they have to look at the squigglies on every single water extractor instead. Have a good time, I kind of feel that is in the realm of Coffee Stain's sense of humor. I'm very happy that you can snap the water extractors now, because indeed it was a big pain. And I'm also very happy that you can get the straight lines, and I don't mind the squiggly on the water extractors, but I'm pretty sure someone will be annoyed by the fact that, oh gods, they moved the squiggly so that now we have to look at squigglies everywhere on all of them instead. This is horrible. But that means that I'm done here. This aluminium outpost is now working. Yay! That means we can take this train back. Well, knowing this train, it probably wants to go to the station before I can send it anywhere else. Ah. Here we go. Off we go. I might have to have a look at the setup though, because there is obviously something wrong, because those belts should be saturated. You know what? I'm going to do that. Because something isn't working. And I'd rather not have to go back and fix it. I want to be done with the aluminium for now. Man, they look psychedelic. Don't go! Come back! Wrong button. I once left a train in one of those slopes, not sloops. And I walked into the outpost and I heard the train driving and I was like, what's going on here? And I came up and the train was going back and forth between the slopes in a roller coaster thing. Apparently they don't have automatic brakes. Okay, so what is going on here? These are not getting aluminium scrap at all. That side is getting scrap. But none of the others are getting scrap. Why? Uh-huh. Empty belt. Empty belt? Empty belt? What? Is this the visual bug? No, there's some scrap coming there. This should be... Well, it shouldn't be saturated, but it should at least be a lot more than that. So what's the issue here? Aha! That's the issue. Okay. Everything's backed up because I have too much water. Okay, let's try one of these new fancy thingamajigs. Sorry, thingamajiggies. Is the switch on this side or it's on this side? There. And now I turned off everything down there. I think. I hope. Well, I'm not producing too much water. I am producing the exact amount of water that it's supposed to have into the loop, but apparently I need to do some recalculation there. No power. So the switch is working. I'm amused that the switch was such a massive thing. Like, we have introduced switches now. This is great. This is a huge thing. Really? That's something you need to really highlight that you've added? I mean, it's not really a big thing. Oh, alright. Sorry. Okay, I think what I'll do is full pipe segment, flush. I'll do the same on the other side. So to be absolutely certain now, each of these refineries will take 150 water, which means that each side requires 450 water. And I have 6 refineries on that side making 60 water each, which is 120, 240, 360. Which is less than the refineries need. But if they need 500... and I'm producing 360. It doesn't seem to be an issue here. Well, okay, now it's slightly backlogging. Let's go up and have a look at them. They seem to be working. I don't get this. I mean, if there was an issue with water, the primary place I would notice the issue would be on the end refinery. This is just filling up happily. Yeah, that was why I drained the entire segment, not segment. That's why I did the full pipe network now to actually empty out all the water, to see if that caused some kind of issue. But unless my maths are completely off, which I will in no way count out, pun intended, these refineries should not be producing enough water to supply those 3, since they require 450. So I'm lacking 90. That's the thing, though. The extractors should be set to 90 water. Not 150. Okay, so this one is actually lacking water. If we now go down to the water extractors, I'm gonna do this absolutely 100%. Calculator. 60 times 6 is 360. And 450 minus 360 is 90. Yes. So the math is correct. Which means that what I did wrong was overclocking these things down here. So the slugs sacrificed their... No, they didn't sacrifice anything. Here we go. Okay. If we now go back up here and we do this. Oh. The capacity has... Okay, so that means my coal power plants has actually leveled out. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with my coal power plants. I love that sound. Okay, now... That should give us enough water. I was working. That one has enough. And this one has enough. Thank you for joining us, Catherine. It was a pleasure to have you here. Yeah, things look much better now. Much better. Okay, now all of the smelters are... They're going to use some time because they're set up manifold in... What's that? 48 divided by... Yeah, in 12s. So they are manifolds of 12s. The first one needs to be saturated before the last ones will get enough of the scrap. But it does seem that all of them are producing. Yeah, they are getting scrap. Yep. Just double checking because I might have forgotten to connect some belts in there because I did something really... Well, I wouldn't say really stupid, but I did something... not ideal when I built this setup, but I could actually just walk through here and see that all of the lifts are... Yep, everything here is fine now. Okay, so what I did when I built this setup, which is when I was looking at it afterwards, like, why did I do that? So I have these 4 belts, and for some reason I decided that for the first 2 sides, I would use that belt and that belt. And then at the end of the next 24, I'm using that belt and that belt. Which complicated matters in terms of building the belts, because why not just use the 2 lowermost or the 2 uppermost belts for the first 24 and vice versa for the last 24? No idea why I did it like that. And I didn't discover it until after I had done it, which is also fairly amusing. Now, is the platform here filling up nicely? Yes, it is. Okay, so the final thing I need to do out here now then is to autosave. Because of reasons. That is a good excuse. I probably should just go with that. It was reasons. Reasons had me do it. I don't need that much plastic anymore. In fact, I can probably get rid of both of them. Yeah, HD hunting, that's always amusing. As I told everyone in the stream yesterday, for this specific instance, what I did with the hard drive hunting was I used Satisfactory calculator and I edited the hard drives into a chest. Because, yeah, I have more than 1,000 hours in this game, at least, and I did not want to spend hours hunting down hard drives for the new alternate recipes, when I could spend those hours making content. And welcome so much, Malarian. Which brings me to the little issue of doing this. There we go. That should be moderation team in as far as I know. Yes, I'm a hacker. Do I have regrets? No. None. Perfect. You also got the sword. It's not a real sword. It's a Nerf bat sword, so you can happily go and whack peps with it. You won't do any permanent damage, so don't worry about that. I'm not making any promises that he won't whack you back, but that's the fun of Nerf fighting. Because reasons. Or that. That's also a great... Okay, let me just check my spreadsheet as well. When I alt up, does the stream flicker? It's 7:35 p.m. or 19:35 if you... So it does flicker once, okay. I think it is Flux that is doing that. It flickered again, I assume? Yeah. Then it's Flux that is doing that, so it's my own fault. But I am completely dependent upon Flux because of my my eyes. For those of you who are aware that I have an eye condition, it is more or less resolved, but I still have to be very careful with things like intense blue light. So I keep my Flux at... For those of you who are familiar with this software, it reduces the blue light, and even during daytime I keep it at 3200 Kelvin. Currently it's at 2800 Kelvin, which makes the desert look very orange for me. But when I go back to the game, the flicker is most likely because of the little split second where it has to kick in again, since Flux is kind of like an overlay in Windows or Linux or Android or wherever you choose to use it. I don't even think you can use it on a Macintosh. But back to the numbers. I can't see the chat right now because I have the spreadsheet in front of it. So the refinery total numbers, that should be upgraded to 3 and 3, so 90 and 120, 360, 360. That should produce 120, and it should produce 60, and it should produce 120. There we go. Updated the... That was the petroleum coke part that I did earlier. So in the refinery itself, I have the following numbers, for those who might be interested. 6 refineries making sloppy alumina. They process 900 bauxite and 1080 water, and they output 1080 alumina solution. That goes to the next segment, which is 12 refineries using the electrode aluminium scrap recipe. Those take 360 petroleum coke and 1080 alumina solution, and they output 2,880 aluminium scrap and 720 water. Which means that my the water thing was wrong. They were not using 1,080 water, they were using 900 water. And the next segment then is the pure aluminium ingot. 48 smelters smelting down 2,880 aluminium scrap into 1,440 aluminium ingots, which is completely off the scale overkill. I don't need that many, but that was the bauxite I had incoming, so I figured I'll just set it up the way I had it. And the final two parts are, I have kept the two assemblers making alclad aluminium sheets. They adjusted the requirements for both aluminium and copper ingots for those. So those 8 assemblers are using 240 aluminium ingots and 80 copper ingots and outputting 240 alclad aluminium sheets. And I have 10 assemblers making the alclad casing. That is also an alternate recipe for the aluminium casings, which adds copper ingots to the basic recipe. The basic recipe is done in regular constructor. And those 10 assemblers, they take 1,125 aluminium ingots and 780 copper ingots and convert them to 1,125 aluminium casings. That's the numbers for today. The instant aluminium recipe. Could you enlighten me? Because I haven't unlocked enough in the hub to research it in the MAM. Oh, it's in the blender. Yeah, that would explain it. I haven't unlocked the blender, I think. That's actually what I'm on my way to check now. It's like instant coffee, but aluminium. Yep. It's a nice, tasty cup of floating aluminium. No, sorry, sloppy aluminium. Yeah, no, I don't have it yet, since I don't have... I assume that I would need this... Wait, I do have the blender. The blender is in tier 5? Am I blind? It's here. I have it. Bauxite refinement. Then I don't know. I do not have the instant aluminium. The alternate recipes that I got from the MAM was the sloppy alumina one. I got the radio control system, alclad casing, diluted fuel, which that one looks interesting. It basically means that I can remove 4 parts of my refinery and just replace it with blenders instead. Not that I'm gonna do that, but for future episodes or future series I will. Then I got the automated miner, which I feel is completely and utterly pointless, because why on earth would I use a recipe, set up a manufacturer to make here's the equipment workshop, to make these portable miners, which cost 2 iron sheets or iron plates and 4 iron rods if I do it manually. I mean, I can just put my phone on my spacebar and go get a cup of coffee, and I will have an inventory full of these if I need it. But if I set it up to automate it, I would have to have 1 motor, 4 steel pipe, 4 iron rods, and 2 iron plates into that manufacturer per minute to make these in an automated process. That recipe doesn't make sense to me at all. The instant recipe is not available to me because I haven't unlocked some kind of technology. The reason why you would need the portable miners are the drones. You need the portable miners either for the drones or the drone platforms. I think it's the drones themselves that require the portable miners. And yes, the recipe seems useless to me as well. The only reason I can think of where it would not be useful, no, not be useless, is if you have a factory that is stupidly large and you just can't be bothered with handcrafting them. But I mean, how you take one stack of plates, 2 stacks of rods, put something heavy on your spacebar, and you take a break 10 minutes from the game, which you should do every now and then anyways. And yeah, I don't get it. The other 3 recipes that I got from the MAM hard drive research was the turbo blend fuel, which looks very interesting. Although maybe a bit expensive. I don't need it, but especially or at least not in this series, but maybe later. It takes 2 fuel, 4 heavy oil residue, 3 sulfur and 3 petroleum coke, and converts that into 6 turbo fuel, and it has a manufacturing rate of 45 per minute, and that I assume is done in a blender, since it has 2 liquids, 2 solids. And then I got the steel canister and the coated iron canister. Yeah, exactly. So if you automate them, you can get a full industrial container, which I think is, let's see. Guess you could chain them. That would be even more pointless. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 8. That you can get 56 of them in one of these containers. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Let's just say I'm not going to be using that recipe. Probably never. But when I did my last MAM research, which was the coated iron canister, that was the only recipe I could pick. Which means that I need to unlock more in the in the hub before I can get more alternate recipes. Sorry, 48. You may point and laugh. It's okay. Which one should I... Supercomputers? No, not that one. That's for sure. This one requires radio control units. This one requires cooling systems and radio control units. This one requires strategical Borg cubes. Someone suggested that. Particle enrichment. Nah, I don't think that's on the table anytime soon. Have you unlocked anything in Tier 8, Malaria? I'm curious because... I mean, okay, well, that's good. I have the supercomputers in one of my containers, I think. I do. Okay, so you haven't unlocked anything in Tier 8, and yet you got the instant Aluminium. I guess that I need to unlock something here, then. I don't know why this is locked again, because... Look at that. I can build them. The elevator bug? Need to tap nitrogen, yeah. Okay, let's just go through these. I need 400 plastic and 400 rubber. I'm not... Oh, they fixed that one. Yeah, that's good, because that was just silly. That you could just load and send off nothing. Yeah, I had everything. No, I didn't unlock the hazmat suit, actually. I didn't bother. That's plastic. That's rubber. And I don't think I need that many copper sheets. And maybe something bugged with my save game, I don't know. Let's see if unlocking that gives me more research options in the MAM. I should do something with where I actually end up when I get out of that thing. Select milestone. That annoys me a bit, that that thing randomly moves around.
Milestone reached. Improved pipelines and pumps can now be constructed, capable of handling increased throughput of any fluid, as well as providing increased pressure handling for better vertical transport, respectively.
I was curious about how they managed to do that as well. That's like a major oversight on the developer's behalf. Okay. Did I put the hard drives... Put these back? Where did I put the hard drives? Put them there. Okay, what next? I wonder what next. Pod will return in 8 minutes. I should figure out... Okay, let's not build a blender. I need to set up radio control units. Are they made in a manufacturer? Well, I'm gonna have to go pick up some heavy modular frames or strategical bore cubes. No, tactical bore cubes. I don't think I'm putting anything into this because I wanted to move this at some point. Okay, no, I didn't want to move it. I wanted to change the recipe. Yeah, it's kind of difficult for these pork cubes now. They're not having a good time. So one of the plans that I have is to change my computer recipe into the Caledorn computer. Because I'm currently using the crystal computer recipe and using crystal oscillators for that. But I think I need the crystal I need the crystal oscillators for radio control units. And setting up crystal oscillators is a bit of a pain. This one just doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. So I need that recipe or that one. The question is which one? This one makes 4.5 per minute. Whereas this one makes 2.5 per minute. This one takes... Yeah, well, this one is superior. Since it just takes circuit boards. The Caledorn computer is one of the best recipes in the game. That's an S-grade recipe. The only reason why I didn't bother with it was because I didn't have anything to use the crystal oscillators for back then. And being able to make the computers in assemblers just using crystal oscillators and circuit boards is just... it's handy. And it's not a bad recipe. I think it's a B or A grade. This one is absolutely superior because of the circuit boards. I'm using a recipe for the circuit boards. I think it's the silica circuit boards. Which means I get to use my... I don't remember if it's silica or if it's board. No, it's silica. So I'm using the silicone circuit board. And that's definitely a lot better than the default recipe, which I believe is... Yeah, using plastic. That is not ideal at all. And I have so much quartz that I can use. This one is much better. But I'm thinking that with the new changes, I probably want to make a dedicated line. Because what I have under here, everything you see here is a loop that only is set up to benefit these two machines, making 2.813 computers per minute, which is a very weird number. But I think we're going to need a lot more circuit boards for the recipes. Let's put up an assembler again. The heat sinks use alclad aluminium sheets, actually. That's interesting. Might have to change that out in the outpost. 40 per minute. I'm producing... Ah, that's fine. I'm producing 240 per minute, so that shouldn't be an issue. I don't think I need that many heat sinks. Other recipes that are relevant? Probably some of these will be required for the parts for the space elevator. Cheap silica. This one is also one of those recipes I don't understand the point of. As this one is. I mean, there's a lot more iron available than there is copper. Not that you lack copper, but... Rubber concrete is probably also one of the worst recipes I can think of in the game. The AI limiter does not require... That's good, because I need to set up AI limiters. I need to write this down. Yeah, but the thing is, how much silica do you need? I have... 6 nodes, whereas 4 of them are pure, making the quartz. So how much silica do you need? Okay, I need to automate AI limiters. Need to set up a line of silicone circuit boards. I should change the recipe that I'm... I guess I could set up heat sinks as well. So those are the ones that are in an assembler. Manufacturer, that's a different level of complexity. Yeah, you don't need it anymore there. The only thing that I need silica for now, as far as I know, is the circuit boards. And even then, with like the place that I'm at, I have up here, there are 4 pure nodes here. And I also have nodes somewhere out, 2 nodes somewhere out here. They are not pure, I think they're normal. But I have plenty of quartz, I don't need more. I guess that if you were down in this region, maybe it would be useful, but there are the quartz that are inside here somewhere in a cave. That is 1 or 2 pure nodes. But I have this area down here is the area that I'm most unfamiliar with, because it's the region of the world that has the least pure nodes. Whereas if you are playing in the northern part of the map, there are pure nodes everywhere from this side, and just follow a line. You will find pure nodes everywhere and out into the Dune Desert. With some pure nodes also down into the Red Swamp area. And of course there are pure nodes up here, but that region is different. Yep. Oh, it's 6 nodes. Yeah, I've already tapped some of them to make the silica for the former Update 3 Aluminium outpost. So manufacturer, 1.5 per minute. That is rough. But it's better than this one, since I get 4.5 instead. So radio control system. See what the MAM has to say now, by the way. I could build one here, but I want to go down and check if I can send off a couple more of the hub researchers as well. Yeah, you see, I don't have anything here currently. So the next thing I need then is the hazmat suit. That'll give me inventory slots. Yeah, the MAM notification was added 2 days ago or something. It is very nice. Yeah, I usually try to overclock or underclock those point something products. Depending on how much the product that comes out is being used, that is. So for this one I need 50 gas filters and 50 aluminium casings and some quick wire. 50 gas filters. Can I? Yep. Schematic. Okay. Well, it might be a good idea to actually take them with me. Hey, it said 25. Okay, well, I can probably use them for something. Let's put the tickets back. And I need to route the products from the train station down into the mall section underneath here at some point. grab a couple of these so I can put them over at the 1,000 should be fine. Put some in a chest. Then we can send off these. Oh crap, I forgot the Caterium wire. Well, that was silly of me. I don't think I have any lying around here either. Nope. Have to go back then. Yeah, I was watching Og play yesterday, and he said to his partner in crime that we should go exploring so we can find some pure iron nodes. And as I wrote to him in chat, I'm not sure if it's a bit sad or if it's just showing off total nerdhood, but I know exactly where you need to go to find the closest one. And again, I love this game, so let's go with it being nice. I really wonder what the cave updates that they have done to the Dune Desert area is. That I actually haven't. I don't remember the vanilla recipes, which is strange. Fresh coffee, that's good. Okay, does that unlock something in the map?
With the new hazmat suit and iodine-infused filters, you will be protected against uranium-based radiation.
I know. You have that tendency in Factorio. Okay, that's that. Let's go back up to the manufacturer so that I can check out what we need to concentrate on. This is going to take a bit of aluminium casings, but that is part of the reason why I made so many of them. I'm not going to use this recipe since I'm going to unlock the proper recipe. I wonder if this one is going to be overwritten. I do need modular, heavy modular frames. The question is, which recipe should I use? These are some very bizarre numbers. That takes rubber, I'm not going to use that. Okay, so I'm probably going to go with the heavy encased frame. Not sure though. I do have a lot of rubber. I have 1,200 rubber available and 1,200 plastic. But I don't remember what recipes are going to require rubber. 1.875 1 might be worth looking into this, because I think we need more of the crystal oscillators now. I'm going to have to look at these recipes and see which ones I should use. The Caterium computer is basically a given. I need to move to that, and that one takes rubber, so that's something. I've written that one down. I need the tactical Borg cubes. I just need to decide which recipe to use. And I also need... These are irrelevant for now. Okay, so here's a recipe that I can use. Silicon... The high-speed connector gives me 3.75 and takes cable, which is annoying. Whereas the silicone high-speed connector takes quick wire silicon circuit boards and gives me 3 per minute. So that one is... Well, it takes a lot less quick wire. So I'm definitely going to use that. Silicone... Speed... connector. I think that's the one I'm using as well, Dark Rogue. It's most likely that I will be using the heavy encased frame. I seem to recall that that is the best recipe. And I have plenty of all of those products. I would have to make more of the encased industrial beams, but I'm using the encased steel pipes recipe, so that's not a big problem. We'll probably also have to make more baby Borg cubes, but that is also not a big problem. I should automate things like... That recipe is absolutely horrible. Why would you make beacons from crystal oscillators? I probably should automate beacons. I seem to recall that they're needed for something. Yeah, the rifle cartridges, which I should also automate. And I should also automate the seismic... Well, not the seismic obelisk, because I'm not going to use crystal oscillators for seismic obelisks. Or nobelisks. I'm going to use the basic recipe for that. Gas filters and iodine infused filters. Those are probably also useful to automate. Again, another completely useless recipe. Whenever they add a recipe that is alternate that takes crystal oscillators, that's an automatic nope. Okay, so this recipe has actually been changed according to the new, even if I haven't unlocked it in the hub. Okay, what does a regular Nobelisk take? I would assume sulfur and steel pipe. Yeah, gunpowder and steel pipe. I should add... Wait, haven't I automated those? I don't think I have, but I'm gonna go check anyways. No, I built the area that is necessary for automation of them down here, and I didn't actually automate them. So I'm making the black powder that is necessary, using the ultimate recipe for this as well, since it's more efficient. And over here we have the compacted coal, which I am producing a lot of, but I'm using a lot of it as well. I am, as a matter of fact, using... I have 24 assemblers making compacted coal. 60 of it is being used for fine black powder, but I'm also using some out in the main refinery. 510. Okay, that's for turbo fuel. So I'm using 570. So I just have 30 compacted coal to spare. So if I have recipes that require compacted coal, I'm going to need to set up more of those somewhere. But yeah, I'm gonna jot down that I need to make nobelisks. And beacons. And rifle cartridges. And I think that's it. For now. Okay, so this one requires radio control units. I can unlock it. I think I will. And then I can automate these afterwards. Parts. Why didn't that show up? Okay. Apparently I cannot buy the radio control units here. So I will not unlock it. I will have to build those. Assemblers, or rather those manufacturers, to automate them first. That's interesting. I thought you could buy every part in the game from the shop. It might be because I'm using an old update 3 save for this, and that the radio control unit is... Wait, I think I know why. I think I know why indeed. Still no. Deuterium. This is going to be a disaster when I unlock that. Okay, so it isn't in here. Radio signal scanning. What is this for? Oh, it's for finding the hard drives. That's right. Parachutes. I need high-speed connectors as well. Are those made in an assembler or a manufacturer? I think they're made in a manufacturer. Yes. So I'll add that to the list. High-speed connector. Oh, the question is which recipe do I want to use? I think I had 2. Yeah, I want to use the... this one makes 3.75. This one makes 3. Makes 90 quick wire and 3 circuit boards. Oh, that's a very easy selection. Silicone. Oh, I already jotted that down. Never mind. Yeah, it used to be from the MAM, but they moved it to the hub. And that might be why I can't buy it in the Awesome Shop, because I think it is... Let's see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure they moved it here. There you go. They moved it to the bauxite refinement thing. So, I mean, it's not a big issue that I can't buy them from the Awesome Shop, because I need to automate them anyways. So that also gives me a very specific thing that I need to do for episode 3, which will be exactly that. Automate radio control units so that I can unlock aeronautical engineering and also build other things. Wag. Hello, Soul. Welcome to the stream. The hover pack would be nice to get. I'm wondering about this one. It says power usage. So does this thing require power as I build them? Or is that power usage what it requires to manufacture them? As in, do they use this amount of power when they're on a belt? Because in that case, I'm going to have an issue, even with my massive power generation. Anyhow, I'm going to take 5 minutes, so I will be back shortly, between 5 and 10 minutes. I need to stretch my legs and stuff, so I'll just show you guys the nice pause screen while I am away. So, be back very soon, guys. There we go. I think that was more than 5 minutes, but hopefully you guys haven't suffered all that much. I'm wondering if I should do the pause screen with just having "be right back" as text on the game itself, so that you can see stuff that's going on in the factory while I'm away instead of watching the cute wyvern. Yeah. Well, I don't mind talking to myself. I'm used to it. That's a part of being a YouTuber. That's not where I wanted to go. I need to go check out that Ethereum node. I think it's a normal node. Pretty sure it's not a pure one. But I'm going to need Caterium. Yeah, this one is normal, so that's... I can overclock that.
Not all who wander are lost.
Thank you for the follow, Peps. I think you were already following, but that's nice. At least then everyone gets to see it. This one can be overclocked to 360. And for those who are not familiar, that is Prophet Valen from the Draenei in World of Warcraft. One of my favorite characters in there. He also happens to have the name Valen, which, even though his name is written with an E instead of an A, it reminds me of Valen in Babylon 5. So what I'm thinking is tearing down this entire thing here. Because one thing that has always annoyed me when I built this is the fact that it's barely high enough for the, I think, 3rd level. Okay, 4th level. It's barely high enough for the 4th level. If I put a 5th conveyor pole, any belt that I put on this is basically in the floor and or ceiling, depending on which angle you're looking at it from. And that doesn't really strike me as convenient to just have 4 heights to operate with, because I usually prefer to have things on a height 3 or higher. I had to go with height 2 down here, but since I am going to convert the circuit board manufacturing into... Why isn't this receiving enough copper sheets? Well, you know, that might be the reason. Never can tell, but the fact that there's no copper sheets coming in, that might prove problematic. I could do that, but the thing is, when I built this was always meant to be a temporary setup. And the point of this temporary setup was so that I could have computers, kind of like a quick, dirty hack way to get computers quickly, back when I needed those. And indeed, temporary trademark. That is a staple mark of all of these types of games. But I wanted everything that is related to tier... I guess that would be tier 6 or 5 now and above to be up here. But at the time, I had no idea what I wanted to build. So, yeah, this isn't temporary. This is done. I'm not going to change the setup down here. I might add to it if I need more, but I'm not going to tear down things here. Like, if I need more iron plates, I'll just set up an outpost out in the wild and train it in, instead of building more down here if I run out of space. Not that there's a big danger of me running out of space here anytime soon, but if that happens, I will just set up an outpost, or several outposts. But this is one of those true waffle parts where I really go into waffling, because I get so confused with... Not confused, I get undecisive, that is a much better word, in regards to what, how, and so forth am I going to do the next part of the setup. And this usually happily can take me an hour or two to make some kind of decision. When I'm off camera, that is. Streaming it does give me another aspect to that, though. And Arian makes a good point there. Well, they could be temporary. They might change them. There is something somewhere here. Okay, while we contemplate my indecisiveness, why don't we go and have a look and see if we can find one of these new caves that they have allegedly added to update 4. I'm pretty sure they're not easy to find, though. Well, that's an interesting feature. Someone should tell Hannah about that so she can fix that. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to move the nodes, but they are adding nodes. And I don't think that the nitrogen is going to be the last of those new node things. But it seems very likely that they're going to add most of those new nodes in the harder parts of the map, which would mean, for instance, there's plenty of see-through rocks here. The Dune Desert is a very unfinished part of the map. Wait, what? That wasn't here before, obviously. The location of it was unexpected. I seem to recall that there's some spitters or something somewhere around here, which I was not too happy about, given the fact that I believe that if you fall off the world here, you lose everything you have in your inventory and have to remake everything. No, they didn't increase the size of the map. It's still the same, but the area we're in now, the Dune Desert, they fleshed that out a little bit more in update 3. In addition to that, they have apparently added... Okay, this is going to be interesting. They have apparently added some more caves to the area now in update 4. according to the patch notes. They also added distinct music to the various zones. For some reason, it's not playing any of that. Oh, so they do leave the chest on the edge. That's nice. That's nice to know, actually, because I have stayed away from that because I do have a tendency to find holes in the world and stuff like that. I'm very good at it. How did that damage me? Oh, you're a boss, are you? No, you're not. That's freakish to look at. I think I'm tapping... or I was meant to tap something up here. No, the spheres, the spheres basically tie into the story of the game, and Jace and Snoot, they were talking about how they would not add anything related to the story until version 1.0. So we're not going to see any use for the Mercer spheres or the summer slopes until then. Poison fields are not too fun, no. There's a hole in the world here as well. That waterfall is just basically goes off the world. I'm gonna go equip this because that's just safer here. I believe there's a node up here somewhere, and I don't remember what it is, but I think it might be sulfur. There's a big boy. You. Ow. I think I'm gonna... oh, no, I don't think that's gonna work. Those things are so big that they actually can hit you when you jump, but I'm not wearing my, boots. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, but, it was worth a try. I was certain there was a node up here somewhere. Maybe it's all the way up there. Yeah, there it is. Oh! This is not the node I was looking for. Nitrogen gas? Well, that's useful. And that close to the base as well. This makes me happy. Can I get up there without having to build any stuff, I wonder? Yep. Oh, there's a hard drive that I've taken long ago. This song. This is new to the desert. I think it's a koto. Sounds like a koto, at least. Not sure what the Dune Desert would have to do with the Japanese instruments. Aha! Oh. Well, I don't think this is one of the caves they were referring to, because this definitely looks very, very unfinished. Oh, right. I remember this, actually. This is a death trap, indeed. But you can fall down there and you fall into water and you can swim out into the ocean. This takes a long time, so it's kind of a dredge. There are so many funky things with the terrain out here in the Dune Desert. I don't think I can get up there. And by the way, if you're wondering how I'm conserving... I can. Conserving fuel, it's tapping space, not holding it down. That gives you the ability to get up higher. We're almost out at the refinery now. That looks... They need to do something about the edge of the world, because it can't just look like that. And that waterfall, or those waterfalls, would be beautiful if they had some kind of terrain, which preferably should be higher quality than the terrain out there. And that would be one of those kind of featured things that you would want to go have a look at. Yes, I disabled the fog. I can't stand the fog. It is so annoying. Here be refining. Just a small one. Not many refineries at all down there. Kind of funny actually, because this refinery is like 3 times the size of my actual base. And it's supposed to be an outpost. Hey, no need to be rude, Malarian. If Peps is still around, go spank Malarian with your Nerf sword. He has deserved, or he has made sure that he deserves it. If they made their fog reasonable, then I wouldn't disable it, but it's unreasonable. Oh, that was almost. That might be too high. Oh. Another hard drive. Have I picked... This doesn't seem to be one that I've picked up. Probably requires something stupid. No, it doesn't. Thank you. There's also some tasty things here. Excellent, Peps. I'm glad to hear that. This is one of the examples I mean about the Dune Desert having these funky things, because this is very clearly unfinished land. I don't even know why they have put this here. And there's also things like that, which does not look too safe, if you ask me. Exactly, that's basically why I turn off the fog. And also in the desert, you have the some weirdness with the light, which makes part of the desert basically you can't see much at all. Like if I turn on the fog, It's not that bad now. So now I have the fog on. That's a good question, actually. Because it does make the edge of the world look better. Quotation mark. Because I'm not sure I think it looks better at all. But... there are areas of the desert where the fog... It's that shimmering effect from the heat. And that is also disabled by disabling the fog. I don't like that effect at all. And that's just a matter of personal taste, actually, because it's not that it does anything bad. Like, certain colors can be painful for me to look at because of my eye, but that's not one of those things. But I really wonder where they've added those caves. I know there's a cave over in the waterfall in the oasis. But I think I've explored that. Yeah, here we go. This sandstorm-ish like fog thing is just unnecessary, in my opinion. But in the red swamp, it's horrible. As you say, you literally can't see your feet. Let's turn that off again. Much better. Apparently I need to check my phone. Hold on. Yep. It's just a question whether or not I desire dinner, which I do. Which gives an interesting point. I'm going to eat soon, probably within half an hour. And when I eat, there's a slug here somewhere. There's also a cave below the flat area with an entrance close to the end of the plateau. Which flat area? This is a little Easter egg. You have lizard doggos in this little nice niche here. There should be 2 or 3 of them here. Anyways, what I was saying was that I'm going to end the stream when I eat. But I have plenty of stuff to do still in the game. So, yeah, I know. It's difficult. It's not like there's few flat areas in the desert anyways. But what I'm wondering is, should I... oh, for crying out loud. What's wrong with this rock? Sheesh. Should I just play off camera, or would there be interest to watch me stream later on during the evening/night? Depending on your time zone. One of the caves is behind here. But as you can see, I've already been in that one. And it's not really that exciting either. But that was already there. Because this is from update 3. There was a fluffy-tailed hog in here, and you basically just go down and you come out down there, I think. No, down there. Okay, yeah, well. I could always stream and make kind of like episode 2.3 and 2.7 or something. Split the stream into two. Well, I'll probably spend an hour or so off camera when I go, just to rest my head and also to eat, of course. Stretch my legs a little bit more. Maybe there's something up there. There's at least some stones I can blow up with dynamite. Yeah, I don't remember this being here before. That's definitely a cave of some sort. It was? Okay. Ah, that's... They need to do something with the sound effects. I should add those two, because this seems like a place there might be spiders. Or a large spitter. But what's the point of this place? Okay, so there's something up there. Oh, we can probably kill this guy. Isn't he a large one? Yeah, he is a large one, but he doesn't do much damage. Probably because he's one of the fire spitters and not the poison spitters. I think I can hear another one. Yep. That's definitely another one. What on earth is that over there? It's just one of those summer sloops or mercer spheres? All this for that? Yeah. Go away. Stop bothering me, you pest. Where did your organs go? There they are. Yeah, this is just one of those spheres. Or summer sloops. Boring. Inhaling a little bit of mycelia never hurt anyone. Yeah, we're getting at the edge of the desert now, so... The node down there is a pure Caterium node, and I'm not using the Caterium wire for anything currently. I don't remember if I upgraded it to Minor Mark III. I probably didn't. But there is one thing that I would like to see. And that is the top of this mountain, because I haven't been up here. Okay. This also looks kind of unfinished. It's that same weird texture. Yeah, I did unlock them. It's just a habit. Okay, another hard drive? Or is this the same one? No, that looks like a different one. These are very strange. That one also requires motors. Yeah, I don't think these was here before. I don't have screws. That's not something that I bother carrying around. Maybe that's what they added? It's definitely work in progress. There's no doubt about that. And Hannah, who is the world designer over at Coffee Stain Studios, has also said that the Dune Desert is the least completed area of the world. Oh, there's a lake up here. Okay, enough of that. Let's go down to the Caterium node and just check the miner there so that I know how much... Well, I have the spreadsheet, but since we're out here anyways... I don't know if I have... No, I don't have power shards with me, so if I want to overclock it, if it isn't, then I would have to go back and do that, but that's fine. Where did I build that tower? Probably over here. But it's very important that I find it, but I would like to remove it again. Nice save there. It took a little bit of damage, but not much. Yeah, that's a good point, having the nuclear waste up there. My plan for the nuclear waste was to store it, since there is a node inside the waterfall there. I was going to just belt it out and store it somewhere out here, since this is an area I would never go to anyways. Well, there's enough smelters out here, that's for sure. Now that's not a level 3 miner, that's a miner mark 2, and it's not overclocked at all. So there's a lot of extra Caterium that I can get out of this one. I can get this up to 600 without upgrading it to mark 3. Yeah, that's a good point actually. The new drones is really good for nuclear waste or nuclear processing, so that you don't have to worry about belt radiation. That's also a good point. I really doubt they've added some caves here in this area. That wouldn't make much sense. Whee! I wish we could equip more than one of those at a time. I mean, why can't I have boots and a jetpack at the same time? No, I can't imagine why they would have added anything here. What was that? No item in foliage. Okay. It didn't give me anything. That's weird. Here's another no item in foliage. Okay. If you say so. I don't think there's anything behind the waterfall either. One thing that always puzzled me in the oasis, which we are going back to now, is basically underneath the main floor of my factory. There's a sound there that I cannot for the life of me understand where it's coming from. It's like this eerie music. I tried to find a cave, or wherever it might be coming from, but I just couldn't find anything that would be relevant. What's up with all these no item in foliage? Hello, Wally. How you be? Here. I usually hear the sound around here somewhere. Yep. It's like some Gregorian chanting very faintly in this area. You just got home? I hope the effects aren't too bad. Yours would be farther northeast. So up in that area? Yeah, at least it's good that it's nothing worse than that. Let's hope it doesn't get any worse either. I know there's a cave over here, but I've been in there. It's there. I don't even think there was anything in here. Whoa! Well then. Okay. That is one way to die. I did not expect that. Let's see if that theory about my... oh my god, the speed. Oh my god. It didn't used to do that before. That used to have a floor. I promise. I've been in there. If I lost my items, I'm going to have to reload. Maybe if I click shift, that helps. Okay, so the items are still here. That's good. Yeah, no, this used to go down to that rock thing down there. And I don't think there was anything interesting down there at all. But this might be... Since new players will start in this area and you don't really have to crush any rocks or anything to get in here. Well, there is something down there. It's probably a summer's loop. Yeah, you missed me falling through the world. That's what you get for not paying attention. Because I found a hole in the world. No, just Caledorn dying. Well then. Okay, so what was the order of these again? Now it goes to the chainsaw. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't lose my inventory. That would have been annoying. Although I would have just reloaded, but this seems to have regrown as well. There is another cave that I know of. Somewhere around here. Although now I must confess that I'm slightly skittish about finding caves. It has bad side effects. Yeah, what's nitrogen for? You ask good questions. I haven't tapped any nitrogen yet. I assume that it is for nitric acid. You need it if you want to build a miner Mark III. If you want to clip it, you have to clip it very quickly, because I think you have like 2 minutes grace time or something for clips, or 5 minutes. But feel free. Clips are fun. I think the nitrogen is definitely for the cooling system. Which is funny that I can build heat sinks now, because I unlocked them earlier. So maybe I won't build the heat sinks until I've unlocked this specific technology, since this is where they're supposed to be. And I assume this one says nitride hardened, so I assume that there is some kind of nitrogen involved in the process of making that one as well. And the cooling system is required for the Mark III miners, I believe. As in, I think they are a component in the turbo motors now. So there is that. Each of these produce 60 per minute. You don't really need to... Well, each of them have a dedicated pipe output, so you can actually overclock that pretty substantially and get a lot of stuff out of one well. Nuclear power. I should get into that in this specific series. Yeah, nitric acid. So nitric acid and the cooling system. Those will definitely require nitrogen. Liquid nitrogen for the cooling system. You can see the tank in the graphic there. Nuclear. Really? I think I'll go with nuclear. And I can't wait to build the particle accelerators either. Oh, right. Sorry. I saw quite a bit of quite a few of the initial seasons of Simpsons, but I kind of lost interest. Been going on for what now? 27 years or something? Something like that for me as well. Well, it's been watched by guests. They've been visiting, so I've kind of seen like bits and pieces, but it's everything has a certain amount of time before it gets repetitive, and The Simpsons kind of feels very repetitive. I wonder about the power usage. I guess that the pellets and the nuclear pasta is being made in the particle accelerator, and that's why it's saying the power usage. That the power usage is what it will require from the particle accelerator to make these things. Yes. Yes, it is nuclear pasta. It is degenerate. Like Quadrotus. He's also a degenerate. Finding me dying funny and stuff like that. I think he's AFK again or lurking. Otherwise, I would have expected some kind of a throwback there. Non-fissile. Cannot be used for nuclear fission. What? Wait, hold on a second here. Cannot be used for nuclear fission. Do they plan to add nuclear weapons to the game? Why have they specified that it... Well, nuclear fission, of course, is also used in the nuclear reactor, but... That would be fun. To have a nuclear rocket launcher you could run around with. Oh, gods. No. Yeah. Yeah, fission power, yeah. It's just my brain that was a bit... I need food, which is the reason why I decided to go on an exploring trip instead of starting or trying to start to figure out making assembly lines, because that's not going to happen until I've had food and coffee and a bit of a rest. But it was fun to just walk around and have a look at the landscape as well. No. The main purpose of having a nuclear launcher is if you play together with IT Machinist. Trust me. He has a huge red bullseye painted on his back, so that when he's doing something totally unsuspecting, like building a belt or something, that's when you launch the nuclear missile at him. There is a very, very funny... Let me find that clip, actually. There's a very funny... Oh, I've locked the mouse cursor. Let me find that clip. I believe it is in Ollie's Discord. Search has link. Wally, do you remember where the clip was posted when Lana turned into some kind of a weird creature when she threw that snowball grenade on IT Machinist? Yeah, I was already looking in your Discord, but, you know, if you search in your Discord, has a link. I only get 1,858 results, most of them in the More to Watch and New Videos channel, so it's kind of hard to find it. And I don't know, well, maybe it's in the Satisfactory channel. That would probably be the natural place to put it. Which isn't at all spammed down with patch notes. No, no, no. Yep, there it is. Thank you. Yeah, that's the one. I actually found it myself too, but you were faster than me. You guys should see that, and you'll know exactly what I mean by IT Machinist being the perfect target for a nuclear missile if he is not aware of it incoming. Yes, I think that on the agenda we are definitely going to tear this down, and I'm going to have to revisit where and how I want to build that. Good specification there, Peps. Good specification. That sounded like someone screaming. Parts of what I'm making here, I suppose I don't have to tear down, but yeah, that was another reason why I didn't or couldn't have it lower, because this belt, I mean, I could probably lower that belt as well, but that other belt down there would be an issue. But I could continue to produce the copper wire. What are these making? Reinforced iron plate. Why on earth? At least I'm doing the stitched iron plate, but not sure why. The belt goes up. Okay, so this is where I was producing some reinforced iron plates for the Borg cubes, I think. No. Oh, these require reinforced iron plates. Yes, I can't very well just tear that down, but the computer section, which is the end of that section, that I can move. That I can move up. So if I keep these structures that are here, these are producing cable. And that cable also goes to the crystal oscillators, I think. So if they go to the crystals, yes, they do. So I can keep those down there because that's like tearing that down just to build it up somewhere else and then belt it in. That's not a waste of time. So that works, and it supports those 6 manufacturers here making crystal oscillators. So that I have 1 per minute. Of course, it might be a better idea to use the alternate recipe of the crystal oscillators, because I think we're going to need more of them. Hold on, Dark. Now this one might actually be vastly superior. If I... because the AI limiters, they are not that expensive to make. I think the AI limiters are like dirt cheap to make. Well, they require quick-wire. They changed the manufacturer model in update 3.5, I think? In regards to your question, let me just find my... Oh, okay, thank you. Let's see. Oh. That I haven't found. Is that out by the water? No, someone is making the dinner on my behalf. I'm waiting for them to finish making the dinner and then. But yes, I am actually enjoying it quite a bit. Let me find that thing that I was going to look at. A satisfactory alternate recipe Google Docs, I think. I don't know if this has been updated for update 4 though. Yes, it has. Updated as of 28th. No, it hasn't. So, stitched iron plate is considered the best recipe for making reinforced iron plates because... Let me see if I can find the actual spreadsheet. Which apparently is not linked. Alternative recipe, Google Docs for recipes. I thought I had that linked. It is definitely not in docs, it's in sheets, and I have opened it, so it should be in my... Here we are. It was last updated 28th of November 2020. So in regards to the reinforced iron plates, the adhered iron plate, which would be the one using oil products, has been graded as C tier. The bolted iron plate has been graded as B, and the reason is because it was nerfed slightly. So it is no longer as much as a no-brainer. And the guy who made this analysis recommends using stitched plate plus iron wire. But he also says that it is still... if I can see the text, it is still a strong option to go because it's 3 times as fast on each assembler. Whereas when you go to the stitched iron plate, it's a little low on the weighted productivity, but if you use iron wire, then this becomes an all-star again. And I'm not using iron wire because I didn't need to use iron wire. But if you look at the relative productivity, and that is compared to the basic recipe, unweighted, that is, it is not weighted for what products you put into the machine. The adhered iron plate has a 200% relative productivity. So that's not factoring in the actual resources you use. The bolted iron plate has 91.14% relative unweighted productivity, and the stitched iron plate has 144% relative unweighted productivity. Now the weighted numbers, which are probably more relevant, gives 86.83% on the stitched and 91.14% on the bolted one. But the problem with the bolted one is, if I don't remember entirely incorrectly, is... Let me just... That's the wrong machine. Because I used to use the bolted one. This is the problem. Since a belt cannot transport more than 780 per minute, you need one belt per 3 machines transporting the screws. And you're going to need a ton of screws for this recipe. Whereas if you look at the stitched one, you can have quite a bit of machines in comparison on just one belt. And if these numbers annoy you, put in a power shard, set it to production rate where these numbers are no longer fractions of a whole number. Did I say that right? Me and math usually don't go well together. So, yay, I did it right. That's basically what I did out at the aluminium refinery, where I put in those 48 power shards in those smelters, because I didn't want to operate with... that wasn't fractions, but still it was like, 47 to 27 or something. Just easier to just upgrade it. If you don't have stitched, the bolted one is better than the basic recipe, without a doubt. It's just that you can get a lot more machines using the stitched one. And I haven't bothered using the iron wire because I have so much copper available. There are so many nodes in the Dune Desert that I'm not tapping, both iron and copper, and that's not even beginning to consider all the nodes like in this area here. There are so many pure nodes. As Wally would know, since that is where he has his factory in the Northern Forest. My favorite place to start is the Rocky Desert. There's a large flat area down here that you can build lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and stuff. You have many pure nodes. You have oil down here, and this area doesn't bug. This area where I have my oil now, I think they've fixed it, but there are weirdities. The Christmas canes no longer damage the fauna. I didn't do the Fixmas event at all. I just didn't want to burn myself out since I knew that update 4 was coming, and I know that it takes... I'm very happy to play Satisfactory for several weeks, which is probably what's going to happen this time as well. I'm probably going to play it for weeks and weeks, but it's very nice to play other games as well. So that's why I didn't go on with this, which I am today very grateful for, because I don't have to do massive restructuring to my factory. Not counting aluminium, of course. But at least I don't have to do more massive restructuring to my factory than what I had to do with the aluminium. So that's the good thing. You don't get to say heresy, Wally. You're the heretic. You're the arch heretic. Whatever you consider heresy is pious in my world. You know this. That's true, but help me out here, Peps. Valerian, someone. Anyhow, I'm going to end the stream now since dinner is incoming, but I will probably be back within an hour or two. So for those of you who are not going to bed, I will do a little ping in the Discord and let you guys know like 15 to 30 minutes before I start. Malarian has a good point. The enemy of my enemy and so forth. Take that, Wally. Take that, Wally. So thank you all so much for joining me in the stream. Today I will actually remember that we can raid people. So I'm going to do that, since that's nice. That also means that people will be friendly and raid me back, hopefully. So let's see if we can raid someone. And I will be back later. So yeah, we can raid Zeely. She's playing the Hunter, Call of the Wild. So I will see you all later.